Hello and welcome to the Gold and Silver Club weekly commodities review in alliance with ACM Gold, presented by myself, Phil Carr, and Nick Kelsey at the Gold and Silver Club. Today we will be reviewing the latest developments in the commodities markets. We'll be analysing the week's performance. We'll be looking during this live session at gold, silver, oil, the commodity currencies, copper, and we'll be looking at the top trades of the week, live market commentary and technical analysis, and of course covering the week ahead, so key events looking forward. Now today is in fact a Black Friday special. So today Black Friday sales mania begins across the United States, and with today being Black Friday, it's the start of the holiday sales. So department stores across the US open their doors at midnight, offering consumers the so-called door buster deals, and according to the National Retail Federation, they estimate that overall sales for November and December will be up 2.8%. So that's more conservative than 3.9% jump forecast by the major financial institutions. So overall increased consumer spending is viewed as bullish for the US dollar and bearish for commodity prices, and overnight the Asian markets were fairly muted, with little to go on from the US, which celebrated Thanksgiving yesterday. So yesterday was very quiet on the markets, but we certainly see a lot of movement today. So yesterday with the US markets closed, gold prices on Thursday remained fairly tight ranged between $1,235 an ounce to $1,246 an ounce. However, they have broken out today. We've got some interesting moves on the markets right now, so we will take a look at the live charts very shortly too. Before we do so, a little bit about the Gold and Silver Club. I'm Phil Carr, professional trader, trainer and speaker. I'm the co-founder and director of the Gold and Silver Club. I specialize in teaching people how to make money from trading the most lucrative financial markets in the world, gold, silver, oil, and the commodity currencies. I've trained thousands of individuals to become independent traders and successfully manage their own investment portfolio. Also responsible for the research and development of the Gold and Silver Club trademark strategies that have a proven track record of generating returns for traders, and a regular contributor to a number of financial publications, speaking at numerous trading seminars, webinars and workshops. Joining me in running the Gold and Silver Club and joining me on the call is Nick Kelsey, professional trader, investment analyst and speaker. Nick began his career within private wealth management in 2002 before making the transition into proprietary trading. Now, prior to co-founding the Gold and Silver Club, Nick spent over 5 years coaching professional fund managers and traders internationally for some of the world's top tier hedge funds and investment banks. Through his first-hand relationship with some of the world's most successful traders, discovered the formula, the mindset and tools that give any individual the definitive edge to trade in any economy, and also regularly writes for a number of global business and financial publications, and we've appeared frequently on financial television. So let's take a look at the gold price right now. We're currently trading at $1,250 an ounce. We spiked up to $1,253. So we're going to take a look at this very shortly. We had some spikes on gold, silver, the commodity currencies. Now we want to see if this is going to continue this afternoon or whether we're going to now see a reversal. So the important market to look at to get a better idea on this is the US dollar index. So the US dollar index moves inversely to gold and silver. So we can see that on the weekly. We are looking a bit bearish here on the US dollar index. Put an inverse hammer in just this week, last week as well, and we've got a very clear level of support, which previous resistance becomes support at the 80.50 level. If we break this level, this is going to be very much positive for the gold, the bulls here, the gold market, to find the short-term low in the market. I'll talk you through that very shortly on the charts too, and we'll also take a look at other correlations occurring in the market. But US dollar index is at an event area right now, which is going to be very key to see whether the market is going to reverse or not. So before we do that, we will indeed have a look at the top trades of the week here. So the top trades of the week using the Gold and Silver Club signature trading strategies. So we are going to take a look at that right now. So the top trades we've had this week were Brent crude oil. We had earlier on this week we had a gap in the market. So on Sunday open, Brent crude oil gapped down on the market. We had a strong close on Friday. We gapped down on Monday and came down to a key level of support at 108.43. And we had an opportunity then, once we had confirmation, to trade the breakout. So 108.75, and we just came up, filled the gap to 110.50 for a nice profit there of 175 points. So the risk on the trade, 50 points risk for $500 risk for each lot, traded for a profit of 175 points, so $1,750 profit for a 3-to-1 risk to reward on Brent. So that was straight off the open on Sunday. On gold, we had some really nice day trade opportunities this week. So first of all, at the beginning of the week, we hit a bottom of $1,227 an ounce. From there, we did produce a nice buy signal, which allowed us to get in on confirmation at 1,236, as you can see on the chart, and we came up, hit a key level of resistance, which we're in fact at right now at 1,251. So that's a profit of 150 points. So the risk on the trade, 50 points risk, so $500 risk for each lot traded for a profit there of $1,500, so 150 points profit for a 3-to-1 on gold. We had then an opportunity to sell short. Again, we couldn't break through this level of resistance at 1,258. We're near there at the moment again, so we're going to take a look on the live charts very shortly and see whether there's another shorting opportunity. But this was midweek. This was, in fact, on Tuesday. Market rallied up, hit a key fib level again, couldn't really break past it, and then we had a sell opportunity at 1,248, back down to a key support level and fib level at 1,239 for 90 points profit. So the risk on the trade was 50 points risk, $500 risk for 90 points, $900 profit for a 2-to-1. And then we in fact had another opportunity here on Australian US dollar, which was in fact selling off a previous key level of resistance at 0.9174. If you go out to the weekly chart, you will see we broke through major support this week. We've come down to lows, certainly 3-month lows on Australian US dollar, and we've actually hit our profit target of 0.9064. So the trade here we had was a risk of 30 points off a resistance zone, and we came down, profited for 108 pips for a 3-to-1 on Australian US dollar. And finally, we had exactly the same gold setup play out yet again. So it's been really great market for day trading this week. Again, we came up, we tested 1,250 key resistance level, and we found resistance there again, and we triggered short 1,248 and came out again just at 1,237 for a profit of 110 points. So 50 points risk, $500 risk for 110 points reward there. So for a 2-to-1 for $1,100 profit. So this week has been great for day trading. Just the consolidation, as you've seen in the market with gold, had some nice gap trades on the Sunday open, and also some nice moves down with Australian US dollar, as it's very much correlated to gold. So with that, what we're going to do is we're going to go over to some live market technical analysis. So let's bring up the charts and let's see exactly what we are doing at the moment. So one thing I do want to note with gold at the moment, I'm just going to bring up the correlations here. So gold and Australian and US dollar have been really good this week. So you can see here, we've just got the Australian US dollar on the candlestick chart, and the line chart here overlaid is in fact gold. And we can see gold is actually, seems to be wanting to form a bottom on the market at the moment. It's got some work to do, but you can see it's doing another attack of that 1,250 level. So Australian US dollar hit a bottom certainly in the early hours this morning. You can see there it hit two-month lows there, and we're carving out a little bit of a bottom here at the moment, but Australian US dollar is still finding a lot of resistance at 0.91944. So we've got some work to do on gold and silver before they give us a buy signal. If we have failed moves again, we can sell back into this market. So we'll be looking at that. I just wanted to show you the quick correlations there, and so you can see what trade setups we've got available. So let's move across to gold. So if we look at gold here, and we just zoom it out on the ACM gold, so you can see here, let's just quickly put that to the side. Okay, so you can see this is the major level of resistance that we've got at the moment on gold. So this is the level to break through, really. 1,200, you've got a whole resistance zone, 1,250 up to 1,257. That's the resistance zone, okay? We've had buy opportunities, sell opportunities this week. I'm more than happy to continue trading the consolidation here on gold. If we can't break to the upside, we don't break down, we'll just keep on day trading it. That's absolutely fine. If we do get a breakout above 1,258, well, the next major levels there we're going to see are 1,000, about 100-point move up to 1,268, and above that 1,277, and then we could start making some ground. If we continue to break down though, if we get a sell opportunity here, and if we go down to the 1 hour at the moment on gold, we are looking a little bit bearish here on the 1 hour, which could produce a trigger to go short here. So take a look at that. Are we going to see a nice sell short now? And we just see the market come all the way back down. Good risk reward on this, back down to 1,239, or even back down to 1,236. Are we going to see that play out? That hasn't triggered yet, but a break below 1,250 could trigger that. If we get on the other side, if we get a breakout to the upside, we break above 1,258, that is where we could start getting some longs interested and start to break out here and form a bit of a bottom. So undecided, let's see if we can get a break out of this consolidation at the moment. So that's what we're looking at on gold. If we go out to the more on the daily and the weekly on gold to get a better view of what's going on with the market, you can see here on gold we're still very much obviously in a downtrend at the moment on gold, bottomed out 1,227 earlier on this week on Monday. You can see the downtrend below all key moving averages at the moment here. Let's just zoom that out slightly. So very much the downtrend still intact here. We just want to see if we're going to get a bottom of short term, have a low put in here. Otherwise, we'll be keen to trade the breakdown because there's not a lot of support below 1,227. The next level we might encounter just a little bit of support would be 1,208, but it's still a nice move down. And below, we've got 1195 below that, and then below really this key level here, 1180 is going to be the next low. So excited for some potential breakdowns there to take those sell shorts or a breakout. So either way, we're at an event area for gold, so we are very interested in potential moves here on the market. Now, I do want to turn your eye just very quickly to the US dollar index, and if we look at the US dollar index, this is the US dollar index, moves inversely to gold here. You can see the US dollar index is finding support just about at this Fibonacci level around 80.50. Now we do seem to be turning lower here on the US dollar index key moving averages, but we're just about holding on to support at the 80.50 level. So if that reverses and comes back to the upside, we see back up to the 81, then we're going to get a move down for gold and we're going to see lower levels. But if US dollar index breaks support here, then we are going to see gold rally. So that is the inverse correlation that we are definitely keeping an eye on. So let's look at silver, because silver of course is correlated, so silver very much correlated to gold as well. So doing a similar move at the moment, we're still stuck with silver in consolidation. You can see we found a lot of support at 1961 this week. We're still very much in a downtrend still for silver currently here at the moment. So we want to see again if we can get a breakout above, you've got consolidation zone. We just hit that level today, $20 an ounce. We're still in consolidation. Silver for me really needs to get above 2030 level here and ideally above the 2050 Fibonacci to really get buyers interested right now. We're just going to see maybe consolidation just within these support and resistance zones that we've got right now. This is the support zone all around the 1950 level at the moment and resistance to 2030. Now if we look at the daily at the moment, still very much a downtrend, but you can see previously going back to August, this is where silver did find a bottom. It consolidated a lot for over about 2 weeks here, so we might just see some consolidation here before we see a bottom in the market and possibly a Santa rally going into December, certainly the final weeks of December, and then you've got obviously the January effect, which is where a lot of positions might get closed out in December only to buy back at the beginning of January and end of December, and then we get a nice rally into the final week of December and into the beginning of January. So that's what we're looking out for now. So we might just get consolidation. The markets do tend to get a little bit quieter in the first couple of weeks of December. So we could just consolidate here, and we're more than happy for the markets to consolidate too, because we'll just keep day trading within the range. So that's what we're looking at on silver. Now, New Zealand US dollar was looking very interesting here as well. Let's have a look at this, just take this off. So New Zealand US dollar, we've got that three white soldiers formation, so higher, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, and a higher high and a higher low here within a 4-hour time frame. So we did get a short term, we got a bottom on the market. This is actually a 3-month low for New Zealand US dollar. We do have a trend, short-term trend here, which you can see is starting to play out. Actually, let me just adjust that ever so slightly. You can see this trend line which is playing out on New Zealand US dollar at the moment. So we're right at the top of that trend line where we are at the moment. So you can see that quite clearly starting to form there on the charts. So we may encounter a bit of resistance here. We're now below the key 200-day moving average on silver, which is more on the bearish side for silver, to be honest. So look at the daily, broken through key Fibonacci, finding some support here, but you've got all this cluster of moving averages above. So we'll see whether we really need to get back above the 200 here for New Zealand US dollar to get buyers interested, or close above that. Otherwise, there's going to be more shorting opportunities as we go into December, particularly if US dollar index can rally from here. Australian US dollar, well, the writing was really on the wall with Australian US dollar. Looking at the weekly time frame from the beginning of the week, huge inverse hammer, which was very, very bearish as well on the weekly. We were looking at this key fib level just below 0.90616. We did hit that with precision. You can see pinpoint accuracy. All our traders made well aware of this. This was the key level that we were looking to sell to. Now, if we break this key level, we've got a nice move down here for about 200 pips. So we'd love to see that move as well, that price action, come down to 0.88468. But if we don't do that, we form a bottom here, we'll just trade. You've got the consolidation here. We can potentially, if we get this afternoon just to break above 0.914244, that could be good for a rally back towards previous support here. Newfound resistance at 0.91944. So it's all about the US dollar index today. What is that going to do? Is it going to break support, or is it going to find support? Now, of course, Black Friday, it's not going to be busy as a usual trading day this afternoon. With Thanksgiving yesterday was a little bit quiet. This afternoon may be quiet as well during Black Friday, but certainly we could see fireworks again from next week. These are the key levels to be looking at, particularly on Australian US dollar as well. So if we get a breakthrough major support, could really offer some good, nice short selling opportunities. Let's take a look at crude. So crude broke out this morning, so let's just take a look at that. Just look at the January contract. So crude at the moment, we had a nice breakout this morning. Hardly any movement yesterday, and just you had a nice consolidation, and that offered a really good opportunity to break out. So look at the 4-hour, look at that consolidation. Beautiful consolidation. Then we just got a nice breakout today, and you can see, here we go, that's the consolidation zone yesterday. Broke out above 92.50 and we just moved up about 50 points here to the upside. Now looking at the weekly on WTI, we had 3 dragonfly dojis in a row. We've got major trend lines if you go back to the historical chart. So we want to see how this weekly candle is going to finish. If we break below 91.74 next week, that's going to be bearish, and we're going to got quite a lot of free fall down to about 90.56. It's about 120 pip move, so keep an eye out for that. If we can find some support here and start working our way out and break above 96 level, then you're going to get a lot of longs interested. So WTI consolidating a bit today. Definitely we're going to see more movement into next week, but we're getting a bit of a breakout here to the upside, as well as gold and silver today. So an Australian US dollar, New Zealand US dollar, everything's getting a bit supported today. Now looking at Brent, similar situation. Look at this lovely consolidation on Brent. So this consolidation on Brent here, we are again waiting for a breakout. So we want to see really a breakout either below 110.40 or above 111.65 for the next big move. Otherwise, we're just going to continue consolidating within this range at the moment. Looking at the 4-hour, you can see that consolidation as well, and potential breakout levels. So a nice breakout above 11.65. You've got a move to 112.30 or 113.13, and a breakout lower below 110.40. Got some nice moves down to 109.32 and 108.43. So potentially 100-point moves in either direction on breakouts. Otherwise, we're just going to consolidate here on Brent. And finally, let's have a look at copper. So copper has possibly is copper giving us an indication that it's going to lead the metals out. So we've seen some nice moves to the upside on copper. Copper led the move down actually for gold and silver more recently when we had a big downtrend. Copper triggered first. Now copper is the strongest of the metals right now. It's breaking out to the upside. It's got some work to do still. It still needs to get really a close above 3.2369 here. Then we've got quite a lot of space until the next key fib level above 3.269, just above here. So if we get a breakout, then we're going to start seeing breakouts on gold, silver, going a nice move up with copper. So keep an eye on that with copper. Copper's really good for day trading. Let's look at natural gas. Natural gas also leading the way seasonality-wise this time of year is really strong for natural gas anyway. Being November and December, we do tend to see more demand for natural gas. Nice dragonfly doji on the daily. We just need to break above 3.933 and close above it at the moment. Then we've got hardly any resistance at about 4.129. So we do seem to be lining up for that. We get higher highs, higher lows on natural gas. So I would definitely be keeping an eye out for that. And again, the energies are pretty strongly correlated, so if we get a breakout of natural gas, this is going to help certainly WTI and Brent break out as well. So keep an eye on those correlation, guys, okay? So that is what we're looking at the moment. Definitely for today's trading, keep an eye on gold. Gold looks like it wants to just do another retracement here, but we haven't got confirmation yet, but it does look like it wants to come back down at the moment. So we'll see how that plays out today. See if we just can't break this resistance channel again here on gold. You can just draw in ever so slight this resistance level here. It's probably actually better to join you just want to draw in the horizontals there to give you a better idea. So here we go. Here's the horizontal that we just failed to break through. So we'll watch that this afternoon. Definitely gold, oil. We've got some really good potential levels that we want to take some trades from next. So we see how busy it is this afternoon for given it's Black Friday, but certainly there's some really good opportunities lining up for next week. So with that, guys, let's take a look at major news coming out next week. So on Monday, the 2nd of December at 6 p.m. Central Africa time, 11 a.m. Eastern time, we have the US ISM Manufacturing PMI. So the Institute of Supply Management, ISM, Manufacturing Purchases Managers Index reports on business is based on data compiled from monthly replies to questions asked of purchasing and supply executive of over 400 industrial companies. So a higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar. A lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. So that will have more impact on gold and silver. Moving on to next Wednesday, we have the USD ADP non-farm employment change. So of course next Friday is non-farm payroll. So this report measures the monthly change in non-farm private employment based on the payroll data of approximately 400,000 US businesses. So this released 2 days ahead of government data. So the change in this indicator can be very volatile. So that's next Wednesday, 4:15 Central Africa time, 9:15 Eastern time. Okay, so that information based on payrolls data of approximately 400,000 US businesses, the release 2 days ahead of government data. So the change in this indicator again can be very volatile. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar. A low than expected reading should be taken as bearish. That's going to give us more impact for gold and silver. Then next Wednesday, the US crude oil inventories, that's going to be at 6:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. That's important for your crude oil trades. So commodities trader, as we are, especially day trading, this is a great announcement, tradable like clockwork every single week. So the data reports the number of barrels of crude oil commercial firms have in inventory. So commercial firms report their inventory levels to the Energy Information Administration on a weekly basis. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bearish for crude oil. A lower than expected reading should be taken as bullish. And then next Thursday we have the US GDP that measures the annualized change in the inflation adjusted value of all goods and services produced by the economy. That's at 4:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It's the broadest measure of economic activity and the primary indicator of the economy's health. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar. A lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. And next Thursday, the 5th of December, of course, for your natural gas trading, we're very near to key levels of resistance. The Energy Information Administration, the EIA, Natural Gas Storage Report, measures the change in the number of cubic feet of natural gas held in underground storage during the past week. So while this is a US indicator, it does tend to have a greater impact on the CAD due to Canada's sizable energy sector, and that's important because the CAD is of course correlated to oil price. So that's at 6:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. And then next Friday, the 6th of December, the big one, US non-farm payrolls. So the non-farm payroll measures the change in the number of people employed during the previous month. So that does exclude the farming industry. Job creation is, of course, the foremost indicator of consumer spending, accounts for the majority of economic activity. A higher than expected reading should be taken as bullish for the US dollar. A lower than expected reading should be taken as bearish. That's at 4:30 p.m. Central Africa time, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, and that has a very large impact on the market. So do make sure that you're around to trade that next week. So with that, guys, that is all the key news announcements we want to bear in mind for next week. And of course, if you would like to take your trading to the next level, you can find out more about the live trading room program. You can find out about our Gold and Silver Club Masterclass one-day workshops and our Elite Trader program as well. Request more information, just go to www.jointhegoldandsilverclub.com or contact us at our Johannesburg office, which is +27 11 083 8403, or just email us at office@thegoldandsilverclub.com. Of course, make sure you take advantage of our weekly newsletter. Subscribe to that at thegoldandsilverclub.com. You will receive free weekly gold, silver, oil, commodity currency news, live market analysis and prices. So make sure you take advantage of that too. So again, here are the details to get in touch if you need any additional information. So we certainly wish you good luck with the rest of the day's trading and moving into next week. And if you do want any information, do get in touch. And with that, guys, that is a wrap for today's session. So it's been a great audience today, and we shall definitely see you on the next one. Okay, take care, guys, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.